Ryan Ingram. Today what we're going to look at is what's in the bag and why we've got so many different golf clubs. So if you don't already, follow my social media links below where you find more content each week to help improve your game. Now let's make your swing perform better. So we have got 4 different types of golf clubs in our golf bag, and we are going to go through them in each individually today and explain why we've got the different types in the bag. So the first type that we've got is woods, the second type is our irons, and the third type is the wedges, and we've got the putter in the bag also. So let's start with the driver, and part of the wood family. Now let's put me iron back, and you can see here I've got a little Popeye head cover on, just a little cartoon, keeps me thinking that I can get the golf ball really far on the golf course. So the first one that we've got is the driver, and this is generally used off the tee box. We wouldn't necessarily use this when we're on the fairway. So this is the golf club that's the longest in the golf bag of all the different golf clubs, and this is the one that generally would hit the golf ball the furthest. So this is the big beast, as we call it, and this is the one that you want to get out on the golf course straight away and hit the golf ball as long as possible. So this driver has got a minimum amount of loft. So the reason why it's got a minimal amount of loft is so you can get the distance that we want off the tee box. Generally this golf club would go around about 260 to 300 yards for myself, but depending on what level of golfer you are, it could go anywhere from 100 yards and upwards. So if we move on, I'll just pop my Popeye back on as a head cover, and we move on to what we call a 3-wood. So a 3-wood, as we can see here, has got a smaller head, but it's still quite thick towards the back end of the golf club. This would be also called a fairway wood, and we would generally use this off the fairway. So again, a long golf club, around about an inch shorter than our driver, where we'd be able to still find a lot of distance for our golf shots and get a good amount of loft, as we've got a little bit more, around about 5 to 6 degrees more loft with this golf club than we do with the driver. So the next time on the fairway, this could be a good choice for you, depending on your distance. Again, that will go for me around about 250 yards, 260 yards. Next thing we've got is what we call a hybrid. So a hybrid is a little bit smaller than a wood, but bigger than what we go on to next, our irons. So these are to help us get the golf ball a good distance, but are shorter than the woods, so they're a little bit easier to hit. Some people call them a rescue club because they're very much used for that long distance shot, sometimes out of rough also. So a good club to have in your bag, and it situates where we replace the irons, the 4-iron, maybe the 3-iron in our golf bag, and some people further up in the bag, because the longer irons are harder to hit with a smaller frame on the head. So a good club to have in the bag. So that's pretty much our woods. We can also have different numbers of woods. We can have a 5-wood in there as well. But in my bag, we can go straight onto the irons. So you can see here that the irons are a lot thinner in the frame of the head. They are also a lot shorter than what we've just seen in the woods as well. So we've got a little bit more loft on here. We probably start around about 22 degrees with my 4-iron, and we've got different numbers of irons. So these would go up to a 9-iron, a pitch and wedge that you would generally get in a set of clubs, and these go up 3 to 4 degrees in loft, and they start to get shorter in length. So I've got my 4-iron here, I'll just get my pitch and wedge out for you. So we can see here that we've got a shorter club. They're both at the same height there, around about 3 inches shorter over the whole set of your irons. and we can see if we've got the lofts on the golf club there. I'll just put the shafts nice and straight, and you can see hopefully that they've got a lot amount of loft on the pitch and wedge compared to your forehand. So we've got generally around about 45 degrees of loft on the pitch and wedge, and we have, like we said earlier, 22 degrees of loft on your forehand. The reason why we've got different lofts and so many different irons is for different distances. So forehand would go a lot more further than what your pitch and wedge would, but it would go at a lower height than what your pitch and wedge does. So these two different clubs, one's to kind of get over things, get that golf ball stopping quickly when you're around the green, and this one's for distance, getting yourself as far down as the fairway as possible, and hopefully onto the green, and it'll roll a little bit more than what the pitch and wedge does. Okay, so we're now going to go on to what we call our wedges. So in my bag, I've got a 54 degree wedge and I've got a 60 degree wedge. Different lofts again. I've got 6 degrees between my two wedges, and these are specialist type of golf clubs that are going to be used for around the green when you've got to play that tricky shot, maybe out of bunker, or just to get over that bunker, but you want the golf ball to stop a little quick around the surface area of the green. So again, they are a lot shorter than our forehand. And we're looking, as we go into our golf clubs, each club, each number as we go up in the irons, generally reduce around about ½ an inch in length, and like I mentioned earlier, 3-4 degrees in loft. In the bottom end with our wedges, we tend to go for around about 4 degrees in the difference in club. We could look at 52, 56 and 60 would be a good ideal scenario, but for me in my distances, a 54 to 60 works in my bag. So sand iron, lob wedge, get that golf ball high, get it stopping quickly, specialist types of golf clubs. And the last type of golf club that we've got is our putter. So we can get all different shapes and sizes of putter. Mine's what you call a blade type putter, very narrow, and we've got 34 inches in length, and a putter would generally have 1, 2, 3 degrees of loft on the club face. We want that golf ball to start rolling on the ground. We don't really want any height being created with this putter. So this is the club, that we would use on the green or on the fringe of the green to get that golf ball in the hole in hopefully the least amount of shots as possible. So I hope this has been informative for you guys, and you now understand why we've got so many different golf clubs in the bag. In total we are allowed 14 different golf clubs, and that's just a general rule that comes with golf. So you can make up your irons, your woods, your wedges, your putter, how you would like to, what suits you and your needs for your game. I hope this has helped. I hope this gives you an idea of when you're next time on the golf course or practicing, why the golf clubs go higher, further, and hopefully make the right choice when you're next on the golf course to get your golf ball nice and close to the pin. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.